Welcome to 2021. We finally got our first video out for Camber in the new year. I want to focus in the first couple of months on helping you guys build your audience and keeping their attention ahead of your race season this year. Now it's really difficult to get attention and to keep attention of your fans and the people that are following you. So one of the cool little tools that you can use in your toolbox is to have an email newsletter. Now I know that sounds really old-fashioned. Back in the day, you would subscribe and never read an email newsletter, but actually with the advent of social media and everybody being bombarded day in, day out, email newsletters are this perfect answer to that. They provide something that people can read at their own leisure, that you can compress loads and loads of info and content into, but it also gives them some maybe insider discounts from your partners or your supporters as well, giving them an incentive to actually read the thing. Today we're going to use a site called MailChimp. They've got a free plan available which is perfect for you just getting started with email marketing. So without further ado, let's go and have a look how it's done. So let's get started. First things first, you're going to head over to MailChimp.com. This should be roughly what you see is their welcome screen. And we're going to sign up for their free plan. So all you have to do is head up to the top right, click sign up free. Follow the instructions, fill in your email address, put in a username and password, and that'll be you good to go. So then it'll ask you to check your email to activate your account. Do that and it's on to the next stage. So here we are, it's asking us what sort of plan we want. Of course we want the free one because we're just getting started. It allows us to have 2,000 contacts, so that's 2,000 email addresses, and we can send an email up to 10,000 times. So if we had, say, 2,000 contacts, we could send 5 emails. We'll hit continue, and you're going to fill in all the details here. So it's going to ask if you've got a list of contacts that you can use just now. Just hit no, because unless you actually do have an email list of contacts, you're likely going to be starting from scratch. So hit no, and then you can always import later on. What sort of services do you plan to offer? At the moment, we're not sure what we're going to do. So it's going to be either original content, physical goods, technology or software and services. We're not really offering any of that right now. You're basically want to start up a newsletter to keep all your fans. So you can hit other, and you can just type in newsletter. So again, if you've got a shop, if you're selling merchandise, you can hit any of these options here, but for just now, we'll just skip. I personally don't want to have any of these ticked. That's all the marketing info. So this is your main dashboard. This is where you're going to see where you log into MailChimp. There's a lot of options here that are very overwhelming if you've never used email management software before, but I'm going to try and make it as simple as possible. If you want to go in more depth on MailChimp, there's lots of tutorials around YouTube, but this is strictly going to be trying to get you, cobbled together for your very first email newsletter. So the first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to check your audience. Now this is who you've already got signed up to your email list at the moment. So you can see there at the top, Camber Media Racing, audience has 1 contact. You'll always have yourself as your first and only contact at the moment. And now what we need to do is we need to get people signed up to this, don't we? You can just simply here, when you've clicked audience on the left, you can then hit sign up forms on the left hand side, and you can make yourself a nice little form to get people signed up onto your site. So you can link your Facebook page if you want to, but I tend to just build it as a form that you can do, and we'll just do it really simple, straightforward. There we go. Save and close. And there we go. So that now appears at the top of the form. And you can choose which ones that you want to have actually in this. I did there. So to change anything, to change any field, all you have to do is click on it. and then a little box on the right hand side with all the properties comes up. So I've hidden the birthday because personally I don't need that information. Now if you were wanting to send out a special email on a person's birthday, then you could absolutely do that. But for this just now, all I want is their first name, their last name and their email address. So we'll go and change the design of it and have a little look what we can do. So here we can use an image instead of using the logo. So I'll upload my Camber Media logo. So there we go. There's now my Camber Media Racing logo in the sign up form. And you can change the background colour now. So if I change that to black, what will happen? If I just change that to 000, what happens? It now looks much slicker. I don't like how much space there's in here. So what I'm going to do is I am going to change it. And I'm going to make the height of it much smaller. So we'll see if we can edit this. Edit image. And what I'll do is I'll just take a little crop of this so that it is just there we go. We'll just pull that down a little bit more. Yeah, that'll do nicely. Try and square that up as much as we can. There we go. Right, so again, that's just a step you might not need to do, but there we go. Insert that one instead. And we will save and insert image. And that should change it. There we go. All comes up. Camber Media Racing's much bigger there. So there we go. That is a form that's ready to go. So once you've built your form and this is ready to go, you've got your link here. Here we are on our Facebook page, and all we have to do is head into Create Post, paste in the link, and give it a title. And of course you have to have the little sunglasses icon because it's mandatory now to have emojis in every single post that you ever do. Joking aside though, simply post that. And now you've just posted the ability for people, for your fans, to sign up to an email mailing list. So now when they click that link, they'll get this. How awesome and proper does that look? So how to create the newsletter itself. Simple. All you have to do, create, email, and then newsletter. Now what you might want to do is just re-edit the design that you're doing time and time again. So again, add recipients, that'll appear when they actually have it, when you actually start getting some people in. From, you can add your name, so I'm going to put in David Christie, and or you could put in your team name, so Camber Media Racing. The email address that you want it to appear from. There we go. Subject, here we go. Monthly or newsletter number 1. Again, this is something that you're going to have to change in future ones. You can put a preview text in if you like. All begins here. Now the more that you put into the subject, and I don't mean in terms of words, I mean the more thought you put into the subject, the more people are going to open it. So you want to have something that catches people's attention. There we go. Save that, and now you get on to designing your email. So you've got the classic builder, which is where you can click and drag and drop things, but the new builder that they're trying to bring out just now is a little bit easier to use. It's a little bit more sleek and proper. So here we go. Again, we'll do very similar things that we did in the builder. Change that image to our Camber Media Racing. And what we're going to do is we're going to put in the colour. Canvas is going to be black. And we're going to delete that. There we are. And what we can do is now start putting together our first newsletter. So you could put in text boxes, you can put in photos, you can do anything you like, but I would heavily suggest that you are quite sparing. These are going to be your catch-all updates, so I would do no more than perhaps one a month of these. Just to sort of remind people of where you are in your journey. Now, you might get away with doing one before and after a race weekends, for sure. That it all comes down to how your audience respond to it. But for just now, stick to just doing one a month, just so you actually commit to doing that. So there you go. That is a very quick idea of how to build an email newsletter to keep your fans updated. You can fill it with everything you can think of, with updates, what you've been up to, any new partners that you've brought on board. Are your partners offering any discounts or any offers that they would want to hear about? Hit continue. So now we've got a subscriber into the email list. You can see that it's now got 2 recipients. You've got your own email that gets added in, and your first recipient, which is your first fan that you've got signed up using that sign up form. And then again, you can schedule whenever you want this email to go out. So you could hit schedule and send it out at a different time, a different date, or you can just hit send now and get it out that way. The easiest way to do this time and time again and keep the style and have it easier for yourself is to give this a better name. So what we'll do is we'll hit edit name and we'll give it today's date, which is the 16th of January. We'll hit save. Now what you can do is, remember the campaigns button from earlier over on the left hand side here, if we click back to campaigns, now suddenly your newsletter is in here. So let's say you've sent that out and you're happy with it. What you could do, if you wanted to update it and put out one for, say, next month, if you come over here, click down button, replicate, it copies everything from this one, from the one that you've just built up, and copies it over to a new one. So you see here, newsletter 16th January, copy 1. But then you could do February and save that. And then that one's ready, waiting to go. So you could easily name that out for next month's version, design it up, schedule it, and then it's ready to go. So what will also happen in this campaigns tab is that once these are ongoing, once these campaigns are started, you'll also get statistics about how they've done, about how many people have opened them, how many people have read them, how many people have just ignored it or thrown it to spam. So that's great to keep an eye on as well. There you go. That's how simple it is to set up an email list, to send out your first newsletter, and to get subscribers on board through your social media platforms. I hope that was of some value to you guys. There'll be many more coming out in the next couple of weeks, and I'll show you in combination with me actually doing it through Camber Media Racing, so you guys can get an idea of how easy it is to set it up. But until next time guys, I've been Dave Christie here at Camber Media. Take it easy, and we'll see you next time. It's a site called MailChimp, so y'all, really